Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the next 3 months. So this will be for the months between April, May, and June. If you're more of a business person, this would be Q2 or Q2 of 2022. But with that in mind, do understand that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate. Drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do not do personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. Just make sure to use the link in the description below. I only have one account. Let's see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly, but you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, let's get all the cards out here and let's see what we have. Take 3 cards to clarify as we go along. Make sure everything's in view and get right into it for you. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles, you actually have counterparts showing up here. You have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So that's always a nice love sign here. If you are looking for love in this next 3 months, there could absolutely be a counterpart coming in. I don't really feel a whole lot of other types of love energy here on the board, but we'll see how that goes. But the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who really makes practical choices. You know, some of you are really taking a look at your financial situation over the next 3 months in this quarter here, and you're asking yourselves, like, what can I do to potentially clean up some part of my budget? Like maybe you have subscriptions to sites that you don't need anymore. Like maybe you don't watch, I don't know, like Disney Plus or whatever the case may be, or like you've watched everything you want to watch on something, or like maybe you stopped, maybe some of you decide like I'm going to stop doing like Uber Eats or whatever, and so you like cancel your Uber Eats pass, or like some of you here are just like cleaning up the budget or like cleaning up your money situation in some ways. Now this could also be somebody who is somebody who achieves somebody who is kind of like a high standing in their social circle, like their friend group is important to them as well. That could certainly be the case with the Queen of Pentacles energy here. And then this can also signify somebody who is perhaps a real estate agent, a loan officer, maybe a banker, somebody who maybe works with the land. All of those things can be implied there with the Queen of Pentacles. So some of you maybe either are that type of person, like maybe you are in one of those fields, or you could be working with somebody over the next 3 months or on something like maybe you know, a mortgage or something like that. I don't see a whole lot of other real estate signs like I normally do. The King of Pentacles for sure, but yeah, just something to consider. Now, in your current situation, you have the Eight of Swords. So this person here is really trapped in their own mind. Okay, the Eight of Swords says that you are the one who is putting yourself in this imprisonment. It is self-imposed. Each one of these swords represents a thought that they have, and they cannot see, as you see the blindfold here, they're actually handcuffed as well. You cannot see the way out of this imprisonment. And so it says that really there's, whatever you're going through is the limitation of your mind. And the good news is when you have the Eight of Swords, you hold the key to get yourself out of these handcuffs. You hold the key to get yourself out of this imprisonment or this jail that you find yourself in, this jail of your thoughts. And so it doesn't literally mean like going to jail. That's never what it is. It's all about you having some sort of self-imposed restriction and placing that for yourself here. And maybe working through that. It could be something relating to finances in some ways here, as we have these Queen and the King of Pentacles showing up, something like that. It certainly could be, because in the problem position, you have the Six of Pentacles. Some of you may be giving too much, not getting enough in return, okay? Six of Pentacles represents inflow, outflow. And you can see that there is outflow going on here. They're giving money away, right? They're giving money to other people. The universe will reward you, right? And so I'm not telling you to give when you don't have anything to give, but I am saying that there is a sort of natural equilibrium present within the universe that says that, as you put something out to the universe, you will receive as well. And when you get the Six of Pentacles, it doesn't always mean charity or donations, like monetary donations. It can also represent you giving information freely. And as you give information, people step in, support you in the way that you need to be supported. But in a problem position, the Six of Pentacles can say that maybe someone's stingy, right? They're like not giving enough to a situation, not trying to come at you, but it could also represent that you're giving too much. On the other side of stinginess, it's too much, too giving, too allowing, without getting much in return. And so there's a situation here about inflow, outflow that is in the problem position. As I talked about in the beginning of this reading here, about how this Queen of Pentacles, some of you may be looking at your outflow, and maybe cleaning something up in the next 3 months. Now, in the past, you have the Sun. The Sun is the best card to find in the tarot as far as I'm concerned. This is if you take the power of the Sun and you put it into a tarot card, that's what you have. Obviously, planets revolve around the Sun, right? And so that's a lot of power. And along with that, this is about total happiness in your life. This is an overflow of happiness here. It can also be a card of truth. The Sun will shine its ray on anything that is not true or anything that is wrong. It will expose the truth for you so you can see it plain as day. And so for some of you, there may have been important truths that came to light here in the past for you. This could have been involving finances. And I do see that there is a path illuminated here. It's always a good sign to get the Sun in a reading, so I love to see that. But there might be a path illuminated here that gets you out of this Eight of Swords situation. Again, this is not anybody else's doing. This is, the Eight of Swords implies that it's your journey that you're looking to work through at this time, especially because you have the Nine of Swords below it, which we'll get into in a second here. In the future, you have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is somebody who's sort of at a fork in the road. They're at a crossroads. They're in this sort of situation where they're trying to decide between two paths or two options, two opportunities, two decisions, two things. And this can say that it may be best for you to go into a zone of planning, preparation, discovery. If you do the hard work now, if you do the planning, if you do the preparing, you will be given the reward of the Three of Wands, which is the card that comes next to it. And so for you, it's like maybe some of you here have some decisions to make. I do get the sense that is coming forward for you here in the next 3 months. So on your mind or on your thoughts, you have the Page of Swords. This is in your conscious awareness. Page of Swords is somebody who might have a lot of ideas. Okay, this may be an idea person. They have, if you want somebody who's inventive or even somebody who's like analytical, quick-witted, intelligence, all of those sorts of things. Page of Swords is definitely a nice energy for that. Maybe some of you studying something. I think it's studying the inflow-outflow situation here that I keep bringing up with that Six of Pentacles. But the Page of Swords can refer to disappointing news or news of delay. Comes forward when you also need to have patience around something, to really exhibit patience in your life. I get the sense there was a truth exposed here, a brutal truth in the past. I think ultimately it's freeing you to work forward here, to move forward and work towards something. But brutal honesty and truths can be extremely challenging, right? They're ultimately good, but they can be hard in the moment. In your subconscious, or what you're not aware of, what you can't see, the hidden, you have the Nine of Swords here. So this person, basically what this says is, with the Eight of Swords coming before it, if you don't, basically what this says is, with the Eight of Swords, if you do not get yourself out of the mental imprisonment, it will bubble over into the Nine of Swords, which is somebody who's straight up fearful. Okay, they are having a nightmare. They are feeling anxious. They are feeling worried. They are feeling concerned. In fact, they're worried that these 9 swords here are going to come down and hit them, but they don't actually ever do that. And so it says that you are maybe making a situation out to be a lot worse than it actually is. But this is at the subconscious level, and this does refer to maybe nightmares or situations coming in through dreams and things like that. Now, in the direction that you're headed in the staff, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords talks about, this is a card of independence, okay? This is you maybe really striving to become financially independent with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is another energy of financial independence, especially with this Queen of Swords. I think that's doubling down on the meaning. Doesn't matter what gender you are. We have a king, we have two queens, we have a page. You can take on the aspects of any of these cards, just a friendly reminder. The Queen of Swords here, this person's really cutting through the nonsense, okay? The Queen of Swords, I always like to say, is like the assassin in the tarot. They will cut through whatever is no longer serving them. Anything that's standing in their way, they will cut right through it. Not physically, but you know what I'm saying. And so it's really being focused on something. It's a major card of focus as well. I do see you being focused here in the future with the Two of Wands about a direction you're taking, a path that you're going down. You have the Seven of Wands, which is, this is in the external influence. You know, you're being guided here to stand your ground about something on a task or on a priority or something like that here with the Seven of Wands. This person is defending their position. They have been successful because the card that comes before it is the Six of Wands. I always like to see that because, listen, there's nothing wrong with being successful in this lifetime, although many of us are afraid of success, but there is competition present around you, okay? And it's almost like, you know, it's interesting because in one hand, it's like a lot of this is internal with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Both of those cards point to the internal situations of our life and kind of working through those anxieties. But the Seven of Wands can indicate competition from others as you see the wands coming after that person, and it's in the external. External is whatever's happening outside of you. It's not your influence. And so it's almost like there is also competition present. I want to see what these three cards are to clarify. In the hopes and fears, you have the High Priestess. You're hoping for an answer. The High Priestess is a way shower. They will help you see something in a new or unique or interesting way. They can really blow your mind. This is somebody who's, like, in other interpretations of the card, will be sitting at the front of a spiritual temple. And it signifies the idea that the High Priestess is a keeper of knowledge and a keeper of esoteric wisdom. And they're, most importantly, the High Priestess, I keep saying the Queen, the High Priestess is the most intuitive card in the tarot. And so this person is intuitive and they can use their intuition to really blow your mind and help you see something in a new way. It can also represent hidden knowledge coming to the surface, secrets coming out. You may be learning something. With this Page of Swords and the High Priestess, I do feel like maybe some of you are learning something here. And it may be to do around it. I don't think it's like you're learning something through a textbook. I think you're learning like a life lesson, or you're going to the school of life right now. For some of you, in the outcome, you have the King of Pentacles. So this could be this could certainly be your energy here showing up. The King of Pentacles, though, is somebody who achieves a high status in their career. And, you know, this can be somebody who's really focused on building their empire. And you can see how they're sitting on the gold throne. They have a gold crown. They have wealth. They have, you know, luxurious clothing. They have achieved a high status, right? They have earned money. They have climbed the ladder in their career. And the way that they've done that is by having good habits, by having a plan, as you see this Two of Wands in the future, by having healthy routines. And to sticking to what they know is true. If there's something working for you, go for it. If there's something that's not working for you, don't be stubborn. Like, don't keep doing the thing that's not working. That's what the King of Pentacles is learning here. And I think some of you, this is around inflow, outflow, right? I keep going back to that, but that's what I feel like is happening here. Let's go ahead and start to clarify this situation even more. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so you have the Empress, the King of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So we have two kings, two queens. We now have this Empress card as well. So the Six of Cups is something from the past trying to re-enter. This can come forward when an ex wants to come back in to your life. You know, I'll let you to just make that decision whether or not that's right for you or not. That's not for me to decide. Some of you may be thinking about going back with an ex or whatever the case may be. But this could also represent general nostalgia and, you know, doing something that you've always wanted to do. I get the sense that some of you are working through a pattern. Some of you are absolutely working through a pattern at this time, pattern from the past, maybe an ancestral pattern. The King of Cups is somebody who's maybe a good partner in your life. You get the sense that you're heard. When you talk to the King of Cups, they're not only listening to you, but they're actually hearing you. And this is also somebody who's maybe leads from the heart space, or is like an emotional leader, somebody who, like I said, is very good at helping emotionally. And so for some of you, you may be having those qualities, you may be meeting somebody with those qualities, but some of you may also just be weathering an emotional storm here, as you have this 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Now, lastly, you have this Empress, which is a really nice sign. This is a major sign of abundance. The Empress is resourceful, okay? They have everything they need and more to get something off the ground, to bring something to life. And the Empress is also the sign of Venus. Venus is about beauty, love, desirability, but it's also about luxury and wealth. And so this is a major energy of fertility, and not just fertility in that you have the ability to bring something into existence at this time, and that could be a project, it could be a job, it could be an opportunity, anything like that. So yeah, definitely a good sign when you get the Empress. Let's see what else we have here. All right, let's see here. And yeah, let's do that as well. Okay, let's do that as well, and let's see what we have. Okay, isn't this interesting? You have Hunter, track down your fears and desire, as well as High Priest, intend and create. So you have this High Priestess, and now you have the High Priest coming in. So the High Priestess is the divine feminine, which we all have. The High Priest in this Oracle deck is the Magician energy. The Magician is the divine masculine. So you have kind of the blend of energies here with 2 kings, 2 queens, High Priest, High Priestess. Definitely blending those 2 things and allowing those energies to help you create something. You have Traveler, move in a new direction, as well as Wise One, grow within your current situation. So, like I said, some of you here are participating in the school of life right now, and you're growing. You're growing at this time. What else do we have here? Thoughts and High Honor. I don't normally take pop-outs, but those cards really wanted to come out. So, with the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, that's a lot about thinking. And the High Honor card means that people respect you in your job. So you have Mature Man, Pathway, Poverty Courthouse, and House. So perhaps some of you are thinking about, what do I need to do to find a new house? What do I need to do to maybe put myself in a position to buy a house? That could certainly be the case with the Queen and the King of Pentacles. Both could be in areas around land, real estate, development, things like that. Courthouse is a legal situation. When you get a mortgage, that is a contract. So some of you may be thinking about that. There is this pathway opening up here for you. There is something here being illuminated with the sun and the pathway. Pathway, this is your true north. This is your destiny. This is what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. And so it's a very, very nice energy to find. You have this Child card with the 6 of Cups coming in the clarifications. Something you've always wanted potentially coming through for you, but it's working through this issue around finances, this issue around inflow, outflow, and also this thoughts. Okay, there's something around your thoughts here that's coming up as well. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.